Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMJ Let's Play of 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. I still don't know if that's the right order or not. 999. I feel like every time I say it, I get it wrong. But anyways, we are back, and Seven just remembered a little bit of his memory. He knows that he was a cop and that he's been on this vessel before, but he doesn't quite remember anything else other than that. And we're in this brand new room, which has this like lovely chair here. I don't know what's going on. A really creepy chair. The manacles make me think it was used to torture people. That's lovely. Well, we can't open these manacles without a key. There's some sort of weird symbol on them. On what? On the manacles? What kind of symbol? Well, if I got this right, it's the sun symbol. Okay. There's something on the screen. This device will conduct an experiment. Once the experiment has completed, the door will unlock. Yay. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks on the sample above. Huh? I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to the torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we adjust the switches to match the blocks up top, right? You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you can do. Oh no, I think torturing one of us is absolutely fine. I'm gonna go back and away from that thing, because that looks terrifying. Whenever you turn on one of those switches, more blocks show up on the screen. So I think you gotta figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get the screen to match the diagram. Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what. You wanna see how many blocks each switch adds? Just turn one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? Then see how many each switch adds. Oh yeah, I get it. I don't, because I didn't actually do it yet. I was gonna, look around the room and see if there's any other thing that we can find. This looks lovely. The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's gonna move. Okay, so we're in some kind of torture room. These levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is gonna suddenly open up. It might, you never know. Red, yellow, you think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that, the bottom one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. We got buttons. There are a bunch of buttons here with letters A through F on them. Let's push some of them. Good idea. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. What are we doing? I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything though. Do you think it's broken? Maybe, but I've looked at literally 2 things in this place and I don't know what's going on. I thought there was a hole here, but I guess it's got a cover on it. Okay. You aren't going to be able to get that off. It's bolted on there pretty good. Maybe there's something around here we can use to get that thing off of here. Can you see anything in there? If you can't see anything, I don't really think we need to bother with trying to open it. It's too dark to see anything. Huh? Did I see something shiny in there? Ooh, shiny! Gotta love the shiny. Okay, so we got... Oh, here we go. Yes, we need that for sure. Okay, can I take the giant hammer? You know what, never mind. On second thought, it's like all covered in blood and I'd rather not. Okay, so let's go here, take this off. The cover is bolted on pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found though. Sweet, it's open. So what's in it? The hole's too small, you can't see in, even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit it. It scares me a little, but we need to find out if there's anything useful in there. Let's do it. Shove your arm right on in there. All right, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. All right, let's see what this thing is. It's a human head. Oh, okay. Close. Sorry, this isn't Course Party. I forgot. So we got a sun key. Can we go in here? Of course, the entrance is locked. Okay. It's been like that in every room we've been to. What did you expect? There's no point to go back. Let's just think about going forward, all right? I'm sorry. I didn't know which door was the one that we came in through. What's this one then? So, oh, so we are literally just in this one room. In other words, we aren't getting out that door until we finish the experiment. Well, let's do that then. Yeah, let's just freaking do it. Sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Alright, Sun key, in you go. And yes! Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the Sun key again in here though. Just seems unlikely. Alright, Sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. So, now what? Well, they're open. What are you gonna do now? Let's just look around some more. I got a feeling that something will happen. Right. We should try to figure out what the device over in the corner is for at any rate. Okay, I guess we're gonna try this then. Adjust the switches, smash the blocks on top, then press the check button. Okay, oh, top, because I'm playing it side by side, so it's not actually on top. Got it. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is weird. Is that it? That's it, isn't it? Hey! We did it! Now what? Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from the subject. Once preparation is finished, place the subject in the chair. Whoa, whoa. I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's gonna run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity. This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we still gotta prepare. We can talk about this after we figured out what it means by preparation. Alright? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask what we need to do. Air, disposal tank is closed. Please fill tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with the water tank. Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do. Looks like the only controls are in this room. Okay, so that must be this. Right? It's gotta be. I don't know what I'm doing. All those are pointing in different directions. Maybe something happened if we turn them. Ha! Shoot, they're all rusted. Guess turning them doesn't really do anything. See some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. Should I be able? I should be able to pull this one. All right, let's pull the lever. Oh, I guess I didn't need to push any of the letters. Either that or I'm a genius and it just happened to be the right number of buttons to push. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh, Junpei, look. What's she? Oh man, I can see through the glass now. Well, yeah, but I want to go down here. Oh, EDBF. There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. Oh, it's a dead shark. That's lovely. I thought maybe it was like a parka, you know, a rain jacket somebody left. No, it's a dead shark. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. Whatever these are for have to be in this room somewhere. Oh gee, I wonder, 7. I wonder if it's next to the panel that we were using. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. But what about the water tank? There's nothing in here anymore. Yeah, but can we put it back? I mean, do we not need to close it? Okay, I found the sun key hidden. I know you found the sun key inside the tank. I just wanted to know if we needed to close the tank to let it fill with water again. Okay, let's go to the chair, I guess. I don't think examining the chair is gonna cause that machine to do anything. I should probably take a look at. Fine. That's what I was gonna do in the first place. The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat the subject in the device. The message on the screen is disturbingly detached. Well, like we thought, It's not gonna work unless someone sits in it. How ironic that this would be the situation in which a slim, beautiful body is useful. Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve... Junpei's right. If we screw it up... Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath them was a dead shark, floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead. But... No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair, too. You know? I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with. Oh, geez. After her words had made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. You go, girl. But she did not sit down. Despite what she said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook. Look, do you think you could do me one last favor? Don't say last. You're making me nervous. Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters that I love them very much. No. Tell them that I will always love them. Daughters? You've got kids? Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young, after some things happened. Their names are Nona and... Wait! Nona? Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him. Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were there, in the experiment, I mean. What the hell? What's wrong with you? Lotus took a step back from Junpei. Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly, as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake. No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara? Lotus's eyes went wide. How did you know that? Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom. That kid? What do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her? Seven's brow furrowed. I have. What? Yeah, I met one of your kids. When? 9 years ago. Where? On this ship. Why were you... It's not a short story. I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please. What happened here? Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes ago. Every detail. See, now the dots are connecting. Now it's getting crazy. At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head. Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here. Looking for? Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then, 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what had happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible, so I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try to ignore it and move on. A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled, made jokes, and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget something that terrible had happened to my children. So, I decided I'll investigate what had happened on my own. I would find out what had happened during those missing 9 days. What did you find out? Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who had gone missing came back, things were just swept under the rug. Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured somebody was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceutical. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceutical. Have you heard of them before? No. That's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceutical was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceutical. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital? Hospital?
For a while, I was trying to get some kind of story out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfield experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
7 cleared his throat and proceeded to explain the Gansfield experiment. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then, a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what image Q was looking at. Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it? Telepathy. Telepathy. Junpei rolled the word over in his mind. That's how the experiment on the ship was supposed to work. The experiment to control people, right? Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe somebody from Cradle Pharmaceutical bought into it. Lotus grunted. 7 had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get what that has to do with anything, how that has anything to do with any of this. The non-regain, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought this all up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed from down the ceiling. No subject has been detected. Unless the subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat the subject in the restanding device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Oh, no, that's not what we... Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you. Right. She's not counting on 7. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor. Lotus, please tell me right away if you feel anything weird. You worry too much. Now, get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you. Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down. Failure was not acceptable. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Error? Oh, what is this? What? There's 2 sides to it. That's it, right? No, this side's not good yet. I gotta get get this last one up here. So we got 3. I'm missing a couple though still. Okay, so that one's there. But I'm missing this one up here in the corner. Because there's only 2 ways this could go, right? Yeah, that one doesn't work. Do the other sides have anything to do with it? Are they all connected, or is it just that one? Yeah, see, they're all connected. Error. Okay, so, oh, this one, got it. This one may not have been done either. This might take a minute. Or not. Check. Oh, I'm missing the one here. Okay, so we got 2 rows of 3. I'm gonna see if they're connected. If... Okay, let me go back. They are connected. That's wonderful. Is that it? I think that's it. I think. So it's 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Check. Oh! Okay, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna, but we got it. I don't know what we're doing. Hopefully we don't zap Lotus's brain. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. Wait, were we like rearranging brain cells? I can hear the door unlocking. And now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened. But I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for 7 and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here, now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. I don't ever want to see this thing again. Okay, let's get out of here, I guess. We did it! We're out! What did we do? What was the purpose of that? I found it! I found the way out. Awesome. Outside of the room, a hallway led off to their left. With nowhere else to go, they started down it. It turned left twice before they saw the elevator. In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. Okay. The elevator motor ground away, and before long, they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened and they stepped off. Junpei, Lotus, and Seven nodded at one another and took off running down the long hallway in front of them. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless. Their destination had already been decided. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol engraved on the keyhole of that door, and Junpei had the sun key in his pocket. That key would open the door. It had to. This is why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. The Jupiter door was already unlocked. Junpei grabbed hold of the doorknob and threw it open. They rushed through and stopped cold. The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. Whoa! Okay. 3 people lay dead on the floor covered in blood. Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank. What the hell? What the hell happened? Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged towards the bodies, his movements stiff. He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist. Nothing. She's dead. Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket. Hey, what are you doing? He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified. The key! Give me the sun key! Why? Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back. The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies. Santa, Clover, and Ace. That meant that the person who had killed them was... No, it couldn't be true. Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove into his pocket and came out with the key. Let's go. Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon, they stood in front of the door. Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But... Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is this the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe? Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
What the hell is this?
You mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that?
Whatever.
Let's just go. Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. This isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. Oh my god. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, desperately trying to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke. What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or a switch or a lever or a card reader or anything. How are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No. I'm not going back there. There's a murderer back there. There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. Oh god. It opened. Nothing surprising. A simple automatic door.
Look guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
How could the situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead. If they'd hit the bottom, Junpei told himself. There was nowhere to go but up. He's forgetting about the 4th person that they're not quite with yet, and it's gonna be bad news. He stepped through the door. And whatever hope Junpei managed to summon disappeared. No. This wasn't true. It couldn't be true. It was impossible. Utterly impossible. It was a dream. It had to be a dream. A nightmare. Yeah, it was a nightmare. And if he could just wake up, he was seeing things. Yes, that was it. This was a hallucination. A lie. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Right? June? No, the code names mean nothing now. Canny. Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side. His heart was like a stone in his chest. Canny! Hang on! Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely. Canny. Jumpy? Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood. Oh man. Kenny! What the hell happened to you? How did this happen? It was all he could do to not break into tears. Jumpy, I'm sorry. Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him. I might not make it. No way. No way am I gonna let you die. I'm gonna save you, I promise. Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy. Don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You've just gotta hang on, alright, Kenny? You... What could he do? He looked up from Kenny, desperate for something. Anything. Then he saw it. A small submarine. A submarine? What on earth was a submarine doing here? No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Kenny. That was the only thing he wanted. Junpei turned his head back to look down at her. Hang on, alright? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna see if it works. No, don't go. Please, don't go. Please, just stay with me, okay? I wanna be close to you, Jumpy. When I... Kenny. Jumpy, did you know? You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time. Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white, hot flame. Jumpy, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now. No, I mean, yes, it will happen. We'll go to all sorts of places, Kenny. You hear me? I promise, we'll go wherever you want. Really? Yeah, really, I swear. That makes me happy. Really happy. She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face. Jumpy, I feel sleepy. No, Kenny, don't fall asleep. Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much. Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed, even as he felt his throat go hoarse. Kenny! 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 Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Kenny's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere, he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. It rang 5 times, then faded. 5 o'clock. Quietly, gently, softly, he set Kenny down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. So many questions, huh? Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. Well then, would you like to add a couple more questions to your list of questions that you have? Holy crap! His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in him. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around. The door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion. Simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And then, he was floating in the water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5, the body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room, the body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more, Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses, those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Canny. And now, Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away in the cold, gentle lapping of the water. So, I'm sure you guys are like screaming at your computer right now, right? Or your laptop, or your mobile phone, or your tablet, or whatever you are using to watch this video here. Now, clearly, this is a bad ending. But what's really cool about 999 and what's really interesting about it is that in order to really see the big picture, you have to get all the bad endings. You have to see what happens with each person's path. You have to choose every option, go through every room, and piece it together yourself. And that's really what makes this game so great. So I know you guys probably feel like this isn't satisfactory. Even when I revisit it, I'm like, holy crap, is this what happens? Because like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But there are several endings, and I promise you, the more you dive into this game, the more satisfying it'll get. It's really, really interesting and really cool. But who do you guys think killed everybody? Or do you think it's a situation where somebody wasn't actually dead and that they were pretending to be dead? And if so, why would they do that? Why would everybody be dead? What would be going on? It's really, really crazy. I love it so much. But it didn't even touch on the themes and stuff that I thought it was going to touch on. Because there's a part of this game that I really, really like when it comes to, I don't want to ruin it, but like when you have an aha moment, like, you know, when you're putting together a puzzle or you're doing something, like you're sitting at a desk in school and you're taking a test, the end. Or is it? And it just kind of, the answer just hits you. They have a really cool theory And just, I don't know, I just really like it. And so I hope we can touch on that soon. But I'm actually going to leave this episode right here. You have reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to save now. Once you've saved, you can restart the game with the information you've acquired in this playthrough saved. Once you begin the game again, you can skip through the text you've already seen. Simply press right on the control pad to fast forward through the lines you've already read. Once you reach lines you haven't seen or new choices, it'll automatically stop. The Memories of Escape option has been added to the main menu. Memories of the Escape enables you to play the stages that you have completed. It is recommended to save after this in order to unlock the Memories of the Escape. Okay, so I'm gonna save, clearly. Alright, so now, there should be a little icon, I think, yeah, up here. So, over here on the left, the top left, are kind of like different endings that we can get and things like that. So, I'm gonna leave this episode right here, and I think what I'm gonna try and do is I'm actually gonna let you guys give me input on what you guys want to see, because clearly there are plenty of other doors to go through. There's different people that we can partner with, and I'm sure you guys aren't going to remember exactly like who goes through what door and everything, but let me know who you guys want to learn more about, and we'll do it that way. Like, let me know who you guys want to see more of, and then I will continue to play through. If I don't hear any like feedback before I have to film the next episode, then I may go ahead and just choose one, because obviously we're going to go through each and every ending and every possibility. But isn't it crazy? Isn't it cool? 999. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. So I was right. Sorry, I'm skipping the song because it's a little bit loud. But that is going to be the end of this video. I'm sorry it's a little bit short, but we've done it. We've actually hit one of the endings for the game, and it didn't even take us 9 hours. It's not 9 episodes, but we've got plenty to uncover. So stay tuned for that and get excited. I promise you, the finale is much more satisfying than the ending that we just got. But we have to reach it in order to reach the truth. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next MAMJ. Bye. You said something like Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right? Yes, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation. So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake is Zero, and is also one of us. 7 and Ace's theory aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least, they do if Zero is one of us. No one spoke. Their faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed them or not.